All right, we're rolling.
We are rolling.
Is audio rolling too?
It's been rolling. Yeah, we're rolling.
And C-cam's rolling?
Absolutely.
Sweet.
So, it wouldn't be a Faith and Frames podcast episode without a dad joke.
Hit me on this beautiful morning.
Who was the most business-savvy woman in the Bible?
I have my gut reaction.
Yeah, well, spill your guts.
Actually, I don't have a gut reaction.
All right. Pharaoh's daughter. She went down to the bank of the Nile and pulled out a little profit. Pretty good.
Not bad. Not bad
good.
at all.
Old
Good one
Moses.
on this. Yeah, good one on this morning. Very good, Captain. Very good.
So
Good dad joke.
you prefaced and sort of prepped our audience a couple episodes ago, said that we were going to have a guest on, and he has agreed to come.
I'm excited for this one.
He's here. We'll introduce him here in just a minute.
He's in the media world. He's in video and photo production. Just a little bit different niche.
Well, a very specific niche.
Very specific niche too.
And that speaks to the importance of niching.
Yes, finding
Riches are in the niches, as they say.
Ooh, that's a good one.
just don't
Write that down, folks.
I don't like saying niches, though. Like, it's a niche to me. And you
Yeah,
can't say
niche,
the riches are in the niches. It just doesn't, you know what I mean?
Tomato,
Like,
tomato, potato. I don't think anybody says potato, but
if they do, they need
if they
to.
do, they're weird. I'm sorry.
See
you're weird.
themselves on out.
Yeah, but I'm excited for our guest today, and we'll get to him after the sponsored bit. But I believe this is just me trying to foreshadow and foretell.
Right.
I believe that he is currently changing the face of that niche and is probably going to be the spearhead of what it may look like in the future.
Oh, yeah.
Not only here locally, but I would say that whole genre specifically. I think no different than you and I have talked about a certain, I'm going to say, advertising scheme that is ready for a shaking.
That's an industry that's ready to be disrupted.
Yeah, I certainly believe that industry is ready to be disrupted, but so is this one. And this guy that we're going to have on is the spearhead of that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to hear his thoughts today about that.
So this is the second episode of the year 2024, and we're excited for what's to come. Thank everybody for listening. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself.
Wherever you find yourself in life.
Wherever you find yourself in life. Hey, let us know. Actually, we're curious. So we've conducted a couple polls by now, but we always like feedback. Where are you listening to this at?
Yeah.
I want to know what platform.
Yep.
Spotify, podcasts, from Apple, YouTube, whatever. Secondarily, what are you listening to us with?
Hold the phone, because we have some of those metrics, and we've been informed that YouTube is our most listened to platform, which is crazy, because generally Spotify and Apple are your bigger podcasting platforms.
Yeah. But I'm curious, like, are you listening to us with headphones? Mm-hmm. Are you listening to us in your car?
Are you on your
commute?
bicycle?
Are you blaring it on a television?
Don't care where you are, but I would like to know.
Yeah, because that lets us know kind of how we can tweak things from an audio perspective, visuals, all those things.
Correct.
It all helps. Let's just go ahead and thank our week's sponsor.
This week's sponsor, episode 2 of season 2 here on Faith Frames, none other than Animals West of Greenville, Tennessee. At Animals West, your pets are our passion. Our dedicated team offers personalized care, advanced treatments, and a warm, loving environment. Because at Animals West, every tale tells a story. Tony, Amanda, and the crew down on the Newport Highway. Thank you for sponsoring this week's episode. Thank you for sponsoring Faith and Frames. Jared and myself here at Motion Creative Media.
Thank you.
Folks, if you're poochies, if you're kitties, I'm not going to say horses and cows because I said that in the last episode, but if your animals need any sort of care, take them to Animals West in Greenville, Tennessee.
Look no further.
I take my animals there.
I don't have animals. Well, I have kids, but they go to the doctor's office.
You used to have animals. Anyways, our animals are patients and patrons of that establishment. I can speak from personal experience. They'll take care of you. Well, your pets. Anyways, meat and potatoes, Jared. Get us the meat and potatoes this morning.
So we got a guest. Another guest who agreed to come on this podcast.
For whatever reason.
Help us educate the world and entertain the world. Tyler Fraser.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Tyler Fraser, real estate photography.
Oh, you just told the world what he does.
Which is okay.
That's a drawback of having my name in the business like that.
True.
I mean, but it is your business, and it's a business that I believe you've built up to be fairly. I'm going to call it an empire at this point in time.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Certainly.
The real
corner
estate
of the market
photography
locally
empire.
for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Tyler, we talked a little bit off camera whenever you got here, but I guess for our audience, because you are in the video, or we'll just call it media, because you do photography and video in real estate, but because you are in the media industry, I wanted to give our audience a little bit different view. Because obviously with Jared and myself, we do a lot of social media content, we do commercial work. You do primarily the real estate market, which is I think it's a booming niche.
Yep.
One that you have, from what I can tell, made a very good mark on. So can you give us a little bit of background? We'll go back a little bit further, but can you give us a background, on what got you into media, first off, and then secondly, kind of ease that into why did you choose real estate specifically as the niche?
Yeah. Yeah. So I actually got into media in general because I was into cars. So I bought a brand new Mustang.
Nice.
Nice.
And I started rapidly doing stuff to it. Wheels, tires,
Oh, okay.
suspension, whatever.
Running over crowds.
Exactly. At this point in my life, it really mattered to me looking cool.
Yeah.
So what I done,
How old was Tyler at this point in time, by the way?
20.
Okay.
I got you.
Understandable.
So this was like 8 years ago.
Hey, I was 20 with a Mustang as well. So.
That's right. So I wanted to get good photos of this done. So I just found like a local guy who was doing car photography, and he charged like $50 to do this.
Nice.
And I had him come out like several times because I was just rapidly doing things to this car, like changing every time I wanted to, or I made a change, I just had him come out. Eventually I was like, I'm spending $50 every time.
Yeah.
I could probably just buy a camera. I'm sure I
At
could
this
do this
point, you could
myself.
have.
You've already paid for the camera.
I was like, I've got an eye for this. I'm sure it can't be that hard.
Yeah.
So I bought a camera and I started doing my own. And then I got pretty good at, shooting cars.
Right.
Because it was something I was passionate about.
Yeah.
And then other people started hiring me. Hey, do you do this? And I was like, yeah, $50, whatever.
Right.
So then I started charging $50. And that instant passive money, I was like, dude, this is like
kinda cool.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
So I started doing that. And then I got into people. Like I wanted to shoot portraits, and I got really into like off-camera flash work just because it looks like magazines.
I was going to say, that's what a lot of magazines go for.
Yeah, it's just very like polished, and I was like, I'm able to do this. This is cool. And I'd done a few of it, paid gigs, and I loved it because it was paying a little bit more, maybe like $150,
Right.
$200.
Oh,
whatever.
man, racking it up.
I know. I thought I was, because that's what I
Rolling it.
made in a whole day. Working at a factory, I was like,
Baller.
I just made
Yeah.
a whole day's worth of
in an
money
hour or
in
two.
an hour.
Yeah, like an hour.
Yeah, so I love that, but I couldn't get consistent with it because there was already people like Nathan Mays
Oh, yeah.
in the space. He's one of my best
Nathan's
friends
big
now.
in the area. Yeah.
I mean, I could never compete with him. There's no way. He'd been doing it for 15 years. There's no way. So I was just getting crushed by not being able to do it full time. So I was just like, it's just a hobby, and just stuck as a hobby. And it stayed a hobby for a couple years,
Right.
And then I was just stuck working as a welder in this factory.
Yep.
And I just knew I wanted to do something else.
Okay.
And I was like, what is this burning desire that I have?
Yeah.
You know what that was? I wanted to be a real estate agent.
There you go.
I was
Nice.
like, I could be a realtor. I could definitely do that.
Yeah.
So I've got ADHD pretty good, right? So
think most creative people do.
I hyperfixated on becoming a real estate agent.
Nice.
I did the full 90-hour course
Nice.
In like 2 hours.
in 10 days.
Wow.
Nice.
I did nothing but this course
Right.
for 10 days.
All in.
Went and took the test and passed it first try. And then I already had all this camera stuff, and I didn't even think, but I was like, I could take my own photos of these houses that I'm going to
Save
list.
some dollars.
There too.
I could save some money. I know I can do it. I'm sure. I've never done it before, but I know I can.
Yeah.
I'm sure I can.
I've got a camera. Why can I not?
Right.
So then my hyperfixation switched.
Yeah.
It went, I don't know how to shoot real estate photography at all whatsoever. So I went to YouTube and books and forums,
YouTube University.
and I was like, I want to do this. I was absolutely terrible. The worst real estate photography you've ever seen in your life. And that bothered me.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to get better at this. Have to. There's no way I can suck at this. So that's what I've done, and I just hyperfixated on that, and then got really
ADHD.
good. Literally, it's a superpower.
Yeah. Some people see it as a negative. At times, it can certainly be a positive.
If you can't focus.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's bad. But so I wanted to become the best for my own sake. And then what I started doing, I was like, I just need more practice at this. So I just started reaching out to agents and being like, hey, I'm just trying to build portfolio for my own sake.
Hey, what's that principle? The 1,000-hour principle or something
10,000
like that?
hours.
10,000
Yeah,
hours.
10,000
Same
hour
concept,
principle.
though.
Yep.
You needed more reps.
Yeah, I needed more reps with it because I was bad at it. But then I started getting good, and I was like, I know I'm good at it, but I still need more like portfolio and practice for my own sake.
Yeah.
But as I was doing this, I've slowly, started shooting for some other people, and at first it was for free, just for portfolio,
Just to build.
And then other people were like, I got to pay you, for these. These are unbelievable. Like, these are great. I got to pay you. I slowly went away. Like, I was like, I don't even want to do real estate now. Because I was like, that's that quick change of money again.
Yeah, you went back to the car day.
Yeah,
I
was
went back
like,
to the day of shooting cars.
So now it has a need. It's not a want.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
People want weddings. People want portraits. Agents need this type of stuff.
They need good pictures.
And I saw a need for it in the area because no one was doing real estate media that was worth anything.
Nobody was doing it well.
It was there, but it wasn't good. It was like merged HDR, looked pretty bad. And I was like, there's this higher level luxury quality stuff that no one has seen around here. No one's doing it. I was like, and I could be the first.
You found a hole.
Yeah. And I'll never
Found a
forget my big break. I was reaching out to a bunch of agents and being like, hey, let me work for free just to, get some portfolio. And I was on Zillow and I was searching for real estate listings that had phone pictures.
Yep.
There was a $2 million listing in Bluff City.
Ooh.
This giant 13,000 square foot house.
With phone photos?
It had 5 photos.
Oh my goodness.
And they were all taken from a phone clearly because they were like obviously just like pointing at the ground and stuff.
Right.
But it had like marble statues in it.
Nice.
Like you could tell. And I was like,
this house has not been done justice.
I was like, what is
This
wrong?
doesn't
So
fit.
I went to the bottom of the page and I found the guy,
The listing
Michael
agent.
Carter. And I called him and I said, hey, I just looked at this listing you have in Bluff City and I noticed that it had phone pictures.
Yeah.
Please let me come take photos of this
Let me help you.
for free. At this point, I'll probably pay you to let me do this
Right.
because of how unbelievable this is. And until this day, it's still one of the nicest homes I've done.
Yeah.
And it was one of my first.
Yeah.
I'd shot like maybe 6, 7 homes at this
Right.
point, like split foyers, double wides, whatever.
This was
This
a
is
2
it,
milli.
Yeah.
A 2 milli home.
So I went there, shot the whole house, and the photos were amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, still great. That immediately went on my business cards and
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
It was a great portfolio. And then I started sharing it on Facebook.
Yeah.
I was like, check out this home I shot. I made a business page. I didn't tell no one about it.
Right.
I added a bunch of agents on Facebook.
There you go.
Which you mentioned in one of your last YouTube videos.
That's how I figured out that
Yeah.
works.
And we'll get to that here in a second because I want to ask
Yeah.
you some questions about that too.
Yeah, so I started posting this on Facebook and it went viral because first of all, a couple things. I mean, the house itself. I mean, it's a $2 million house in Bluff City, Tennessee. That's weird.
Speaks for itself.
That's like the most expensive. It's the biggest house probably there by square foot.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say.
I'm sure.
I was going to say there's only 5 other homes in Bluff Cities.
Yeah, there's 5 and that's one of them.
Yeah.
That's 3 of them actually.
Yeah.
Not a big town. Not a big town, Bluff City, Tennessee.
Yeah, so they kind of blew up. And then that's when the momentum shift. It was then agents were like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
And I never knew that this was possible. So then
And why do I
started
feel the
going the other
need to
way.
send him all of my money?
Exactly. Then it started going the other way because they're like, I want my photos to look like that.
Yeah.
Bingo.
And then the rest really is just, history.
Yeah.
As they
So
say.
that was the beginning of the empire.
That was the
that
beginning
$2
of
million
that
home.
house. And he's still a client today, him and his dad.
Yeah.
Are still clients. I actually shot one for him like last week.
Rad.
Actually. So it's been really neat. And then just grown from there. It started out as me and now I've
have a
got
small team.
Yep. I've got 2 full-time photographers, full-time video editor, and a full team of photo editors. So
Nice.
You mentioned something that I want to revisit because I think
Yeah.
it can transcend more than just real estate. It's really anything in honestly, it's anything that you want to start out doing. You started doing it for free.
Right.
yeah, that free to fee method.
Yeah.
Why was that your vehicle? Because I see a lot of people, specifically with photography, they'll pick up a camera
Yep.
and they'll immediately start charging for work. Now, I
they're a
didn't do that.
photographer.
Garrett didn't do that. And it sounds like you didn't do that. I honestly felt as though
I felt inadequate.
I felt inadequate. I did not want someone to spend their dollars on something that I'm still learning because like I didn't feel as though my work was good.
Right.
I felt like I could get good at it, but I was totally fine with giving it for free.
Yeah.
I think at this point when I started reaching out, it wasn't that I was not good enough because I'd practiced enough in my own home.
Yeah.
At this point, like when I said I was bad at it, that was in my own home.
Yeah.
I was bad. And then I got good at it in my own home. So I was like, I'm good at this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I knew that this was already better than
What
Than
was
what you
out
were
there.
the
seeing.
industry
Absolutely.
standard.
Yeah.
So I wasn't coming into it with like, I don't want to charge because I'm not good enough. I knew I was good. It was a selfish reason. I was like, I want that home in my portfolio.
Yeah.
There you
That's
go.
it.
I think that's
And
very fair.
I'm
though.
exchanging the fact that I can take these photos and advertise it and get people to now spend money with me
There you go.
for their listings. So that was the trade off. It wasn't that I felt like I wasn't good enough. I knew at that point, I knew I was better than most.
What was out there?
Actually, it's arrogant to say, but I was better. Like I was the best option, and no one knew it yet.
Yeah.
So I had to do it for free just to get the content.
You
to
needed
show
the
people.
exposure.
Right.
Yep.
And that is a very important thing in our industry because, and I think all three of us understand it because we've had to go through it. There is something to be said for what we call spec work, which is, and in our industry, it's very common. If I want to do work, I have to show my potential audience that I have experience with that specific type of work.
Oh, yeah.
For example, I'm wearing an Adidas hat right now. If I want to shoot an Adidas commercial, they are never going to hire me if they've only ever seen me shoot, we'll just say real estate.
Right.
If they've only ever seen me shoot real estate, but never a commercial that is in their niche, they're never going to hire me for it.
Nope.
So there's importance there in having that portfolio work, and a lot of it is free at times.
I still do free work. I mean,
There you
I
go.
just made a post yesterday. I said, who has a luxury listing over $1 million?
Yeah.
Because
Right.
I
I
got
saw
some
that
new
post.
stuff I want to try.
Yeah.
And it's just like new gear, trying out some other techniques, different editing style.
I think
And I
that's
don't want to wait on it.
Right.
super important because, like, you build credibility through that
Yeah.
portfolio. For instance, like when you were first approaching these real estate agents who had decent sized listings, if you had nothing to back up, you almost have zero trust with that person if you ask for money.
Yeah.
But if you're coming to the table saying, "Look, I think I'm good at what I do. I know I'm good at what I do. I'm not going to say that to you, but I'm good at what I do.
Yeah.
Let me do this for free." I think that slowly starts to build trust with these people because they see what you did. They're going to see the return on it because it's probably going to sell faster.
Definitely more eyeballs to
Definitely
it.
more
definitely
eyeballs to it versus cell phone content. But you build portfolio, you also build trust, and now you have a portfolio that when you come to that agent or that agent comes to you, like, no, they've seen what you can do, and it makes sense.
Yeah. There's, like I said, getting started out, I had to do it for free.
You
Just
had
to-
no,
just to get it.
proof of work.
Just to get it. Yeah.
We've
So,
all had to, and again, it's very specific for each niche, and we've learned that way back in the wedding game.
Weddings begat weddings.
Yeah, weddings begat weddings, and we were in a phase where we kind of wanted to shoot some other things, and we were like, dang, people should be able to look at our wedding work and say, yeah, you guys can shoot a commercial, but nobody was.
no.
They have to see themselves in that seat. If they can't see themselves in that seat, they're never going to hire you for the thing that you want to do.
Yeah. No one knows what you do until you tell them.
Right.
Until you show them exactly.
You have to show them.
You
have
proved
to show
that
them.
with your backstory.
Yeah.
You started shooting cars. Guess what you were starting to get inquiries for?
Yeah.
Automotive stuff.
Just because I was posting it, people
There
with
you
cars.
go. That's what they're
So
seeing you do.
You just got to get the ball rolling any way you can.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny. Before I actually started shooting actual listings, I went to Clayton Homes.
There you go.
And was
Attaboy.
like, hey, because I'd been there before, and most of their big nice double wide showcase trailers have staging in them.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was like,
And they look pretty good.
this looks great.
Yeah.
Actually,
Absolutely.
I was like,
What a
use
playground.
this.
I was like, can I come in here and just take some photos for you guys? I'm just practicing, but you can have the photos every single time. They say, yeah.
He's
When
like,
I
they're not
train-
going to say no to that.
When I train new employees, we go straight to Clayton.
There you go.
Really?
Goes, yeah,
Still
go
to
to
this day.
And then like Love's Homes in Kingsport. Yeah, because at this point, I'm like, hey, there's an uninterrupted space that has pretty decent looking staging in it.
Yeah.
And you get free marketing material, and I know it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Like back then, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, can I just use the place? And they're like, I don't care, dude.
Yeah. Wear it
Well,
out.
what's cool about that too is you're actually able to use it as a training ground.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which for us, we talk a bit about this all the time. I have to learn through experience. I have to learn through doing.
Yep.
I can watch a million videos or I can read a million books on a subject and I will know about that subject. But until I put my fingers and my hands to the work, I don't know about that piece. So I think that's cool that you're able to use it for a training ground as well. And that's something that you did for yourself from the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Very cool. So you're able to pass your knowledge, pass your skill set on to a new generation and hopefully onto some folks that can eventually maybe help work you out of a shooter's position if that's something that you desire within your business.
Well, it's hands-on. It's hands-on education and training. And that's
Very
the best way, I think, in our industry specifically. Learn, make, repeat is the thing, right?
Yeah.
Like you've got to do it, look back at it a week or two later, critique it, and not make that mistake again.
Yeah, and that's what I'm doing right now with like I said, trying to find a nice luxury listing to do some different video stuff on because I'm trying a different style out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never done it before. It's very catchy, and no one's seen it from around here before. It's like Beverly Hills quality, and I'm going to bring it here. I'm going to attempt
East
to.
Tennessee.
I mean, like I said, it's one of those things. Like I'm always learning. I don't know. I mean, I'm very confident that I can do it. And I've dissected it and I've studied what this looks like.
Yeah.
Can I bring it to a cabin
Right.
instead of a $15 million Bel Air home?
Right. Maybe.
We'll see. I think we can. It's just going to be a challenge.
And this is a cool segue because that was going to be another one of my questions. From the outside, I have noticed that you do things differently than a lot of real estate videographers do. You have, and I'm not saying that other videographers in real estate don't understand this, but I think you have like a deeper understanding of like cinema,
Yeah.
you know, movies and lighting for movies, mood, things like that a lot of real estate, at least from my experience in my short stint shooting real estate work, they don't understand it yet.
Right.
What does that look like for you though? So this new direction, is it more of a quote, quote, cinematic without having to use that buzzword, style?
We all love that word, right?
Yeah, we all love it here on YouTube and everything. But what does that style look like? And how do you feel moving into that will help your business and help differentiate you?
Yeah, so this new type of way of filming definitely does have some cinematic
There you go.
techniques to it. It's more about selling the vibe and the feel of a house than the four walls.
Yeah,
I got you.
Because when you could just walk through, do a normal video walkthrough with some music, some generic pop, happy sound of music. It's just sterile. It checks all the boxes for the most part for the standard, but it doesn't make you feel anything. I want to bring, if you were watching this, makes you want to live there.
Yeah. There you go.
I want to raise a family there.
Yeah. Or, if it's...
You become attached to it.
Yeah. Something that you can see yourself there and using literal actors in there to do so, showing the family in the family rooms,
nice.
See where you're
doing
going.
this higher like lifestyle type of video.
Nice.
We've done lifestyle type of photos,
Sure.
but not the video part of it yet. So I think that's the direction I want to go with it because no one's seen that kind of work here.
It makes sense because you're essentially staging the home.
Yeah.
Well, you're
It's
staging the
no
home.
different than someone paying for furniture staging.
Yeah.
You are literally giving the viewer a further and a deeper way to relate
Like a
and
visualize.
put themselves in it, right?
I can visualize.
Versus an empty living room with no couches or anything like that. Okay, now we fix that with furniture staging. Okay, cool. Now I see the furniture,
But there's no
but
people
now I
in
see
it.
a family on it.
Yeah.
That's rad.
That's I like
So
that a lot.
you can do two things. You can sell the vibe of the house, and then this is a huge opportunity to also the listing agent. You can sell their brand.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
So they're using their face. They're guiding you through this with the main points of it, talking about it to help, bring a brand to them, because real estate agents, their whole brand is their face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if I go back, because I've been following your business page for a while, if I go back, I remember you making subtle little hints in this direction. I remember specifically there was a cabin that you shot. I think you took your daughter with you, and you guys took some shots out by the fire pit and some shots inside. That was that kind of like a foreshadowing of what was to come with more of the lifestyle content? Because that idea like absolutely intrigues me. That's awesome, because I think that the real estate market needs something like that. It needs something beyond your traditional clinical clean look. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's getting to a point where it's turning stale, at least for me. Now, I'm not in the home market right now, but if I were, that to me, if I saw a family almost going through an evening in the living room, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I can see my family in that spot right there.
Yeah, you're just taking, selling features of the home.
Right.
Like a pool or an outdoor, area with like a fire pit and string lights and everything, nice areas. And you're just bringing an emotion to there instead of just a visual.
Yep.
There's the pool.
Yeah.
But if you can see like a kid, doing a cannonball in there,
there you
or
go.
someone
See them having fun.
Yeah, someone just diving in, or you just having like a a glass of wine out by the whatever. That's bringing emotion to it, whereas it's emotionless. It's just like you're walking through the house.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's not much imagination to it there.
Well, and that comes from literally cinema. A movie is shot in order to convey a feeling, an emotion. So with you bringing that to a traditionally clinical genre niche, I think that's awesome. That's really cool.
I think it'll definitely shake it up.
Yeah.
The only hurdle now is getting people to pay for it, because
probably gonna be a little pricey.
It's a lot more work, obviously, because it's not
talent
just
and all that.
Yeah, and even if you're not even doing that, if you're just the talent is the agent, it's like houses are hard to shoot. Lighting is huge. We can't bring in external lighting, like how we have here.
Right.
You are you have to deal with what you're given.
Yeah.
And it takes some pre-planning. Like, where's the sun going to be positioned? Which rooms are going to look better? Because like some rooms are going to look great at in the morning
time,
and then the back of the house might look great at night.
Right.
So now there's 2 times we have to shoot.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be a little bit of
that's
a
more
undertaking.
time. Yeah, there's more time there. So if the budget's there, the price, is reflective of that, then it shouldn't be an issue. And I mean, I've seen that now. We're the most expensive option.
Right.
And you're still booking like crazy.
Yeah. And for a good reason, because you're going to get a better quality product. But with this, it's going to be, if they're used to paying $350 for a video and we just show up whenever, like, it's just you are scheduled when we're available, or, based on when they want to go. If they say, hey, we got to be there at 1 o'clock, we're showing up at 1 o'clock, and I would not pick 1 o'clock to shoot one.
Yeah, it's a pretty tough time. Pretty tough time of day. The sun is high.
You're paying for $350. You might get lucky. Might be a cloudy day, and we might just have beautiful interiors, and you might just get lucky. But for this product, you get priority timing, priority lighting.
There you go.
Maybe multiple trips, maybe 3 trips, like a pre-planned trip to see where things are at.
You're gonna do some scouting,
and then it falls into like commercial. It's not.
It goes into commercial
real estate anymore.
I think people appreciate that, because again, even going back to your business model now, I can tell that you put a lot into what you do.
Yeah.
You care about your clients, you care about how their listings look. But I think that takes it to another level, because people enjoy custom tailored things. They love things that they feel like and things that are custom tailored to them.
feel catered to.
Yeah, you feel catered to. It's a luxury thing. And one thing that, not only from a buyer's perspective, but I think a homeowner that is selling their home, if I'm selling my home, that could be one of my last things, one of my last memories of that home is, man, that was a really good video that Tyler did. I'm going to go tell all my buddies, hey, when you're selling your home,
there you go.
This is the guy. Yep. This is the guy that you need to call, and this is the product you need from this guy, because it's going to be different than, Joe Blow that's just going to come in and walk around with a tripod.
Yeah, we've actually had a lot of business gained just from other homeowners.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of people that just follow our business page that aren't even looking for a house, but they've seen what we've done.
Yep.
And then they tell their agent, even if it's an agent that isn't a client of ours, they say, hey, I saw this video.
Yeah.
And I want the same.
Yeah.
So when we list our house, we have to use this guy. So that's pretty neat that I'm getting clientele from homeowners because of what we've done.
Yep.
Instead of the agents.
And you mentioned that in one of your recent YouTube videos is most of your advertising has been either you reaching out and adding agents, or it's just been word of mouth because you're good to people.
Yeah.
You take care of them, you're kind to them. And again, that's things that I've noticed from the outside looking in, is your business model, from what I can tell, is pretty perpetual in the sense that it self-generates.
Yeah, it really does.
It's self-generating clients, which is awesome.
Yeah. I could try harder to, people were like, when are you going to get into North Carolina and stuff? I'm like, well, I don't want to grow too fast.
Yeah. You can overextend.
If you can't handle the growth, you're going to lose it. So I was like, and I don't want to be a disservice to the people that are in the Tri-Cities and Knoxville and the Great Smoky Mountains. I mean, we're already covering like 300
cover from
miles.
Here to Nashville, don't you?
Not quite Nashville.
Pretty close.
We've been to Cookeville.
There you go. So pretty
before.
close.
So, and it really just depends if we're already in Knoxville, we can go another hour.
Sure. Right.
But typically it's, Tri-Cities, Knoxville, and the Great Smoky Mountains. But yeah, I forget what we were talking about now.
Well, going back to
referrals.
That. Yeah, referrals and that luxury of you taking care of people. I think that's been great for your business model. So beyond that, though, I know obviously your goal is to build your business, continue to grow at a steady
sustainable
pace.
rate.
Yeah, sustainable rate.
The long-term goal is just to probably do some kind of coaching.
There you go.
I don't really want to do a course. Actually, I made a course
Right.
about 2 years ago, but I rushed it.
Yeah.
Everything that I said was good, but for me, I just felt like the quality that I did
It was lacking.
wasn't
You didn't
very
want to
good.
put it out.
Yeah, and I just didn't. And that's a whole separate business in itself. Is pushing out an educational.
Oh my gosh, e-courses are huge.
And it's a lot of advertising and it's a
is.
lot more work.
It's a lot of work. The cool thing though with a course, we've helped clients in the past shoot e-courses. We ourselves have started planning a course for the future. But the cool thing with courses is it offers you the opportunity for some passive income,
Right.
which once generated frees you up to do other things that you enjoy doing. Maybe it frees you up the opportunity to instead of having to go out and personally shoot properties, you can spend time in the office training others how to shoot properties full time. Because you're already training and shooting, but then at that point in time, you've afforded yourself the opportunity to maybe step back from one of those positions.
Right.
Passive income opportunities are awesome in our industry. I see a lot of folks who have spent time as cinematographers or business owners move into that coaching space, and that's all they do full time. I think that's a pretty cool dream to have.
Because here's the thing. We all have problems. We all need solutions.
Yes.
And someone is welding with a camera. They're in your shoes where you were.
Yeah,
so
they
you
wanna
can
get
help. You can help someone
Right.
maybe avoid some mistakes that you made.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I respect you for that, for wanting to educate a new generation, because we have some of the same mentalities. Like I've been self-employed for a while, and I always tell folks that I would be a horrible employee now
Oh, I'd be the worst.
because I've experienced that freedom, and one of my goals among many is to help as many people as I can experience that same freedom. I don't care if you pick up a camera or not, whatever you want to do, whatever that passion is. Our buddy Brandon Franklin, he's a bladesmith. If you want to be
Actually, I
a
know Brandon.
bladesmith, if you want to be a bladesmith, I want you to be the best bladesmith that you can possibly be, and I want to inspire you to get away from that corporate world. And it's not for everyone. Self-employment is very tough. I think we all understand that.
Oh yeah.
There are
Not
certainly
all roses and
it's not all roses. There's certainly days where I'm like, dang, I'm ready to go work at Dollar General.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I want everyone to at least have the opportunity to experience that freedom. So I appreciate you for that, because as you're training Tyler 4 years ago that was welding and hating his life and basically stuck to that factory.
Yeah, there is a lot of people that gatekeep a lot of the quote unquote secrets of
Is it really a secret though?
I was going to say plot
You
twist.
learned it from somewhere.
I think it's a secret until you know it.
Well, plot twist. There are no secrets because information is so readily available
These days it is.
You can find it. Yeah, I think a lot of people want to gatekeep this information because they're afraid that they're going to have their clients taken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no one is ever going to take your clientele because they like you.
Right. I was going to say you are. We talk about this a lot. Like you are the brand.
Yeah.
If you are
Yeah.
kind to people and take care of people, you are the brand. People will come back to you.
Yeah.
Treat them like a person.
Yeah. Treat them like a human. Be nice to them. But I believe there's people that work with us because we've made a big conscious effort just to try to be good to people.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm
People see
not.
that.
Yeah. Maybe I'm not the best director, cinematographer, videographer, whatever. But because I've treated you kindly, that it causes you to come back. I'm that way when I buy.
Yeah.
You know, if
Exactly.
I buy from somebody, if you've taken care of me, I'm going to come back to you time and time again.
Yeah.
That's the first thing people recognize too. Their first impression and their experience with you.
Yes.
Everything that you delivered and everything, that's going to be good.
Yeah.
If you're doing the right things, that's going to be good.
Yeah.
And it's going to be good probably anywhere.
Yeah.
But they're going to come to you because they like you. And people are creatures of habit too.
Absolutely.
So like,
Yeah, you
I
become
have-
comfortable to them. You're,
yeah,
you're a
I have
comfort.
confidence now that my loyal clientele that have used me for years, they're probably not just going to up and switch unless I start
If you start
being
slipping,
mean,
yep.
or my quality sucks now, or our turnaround time starts slipping, or just any. But if everything is how it should be in the business, and I'm the person that they've known for years,
Yeah.
why would they switch?
They have no
Everything you
reason
spoke
to.
to is the experience, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the experience with you. If
Yeah.
that aspect of it starts to slip in any shape, form, factor, or whatever, that may cause somebody to do it. But as long as you're keeping that experience
yeah,
up, they have no
and
reason
improving
to switch.
too.
Well, improving, and it goes back to a saying that I learned in the other industry. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Yep.
So you can have all of this knowledge on real estate photography. You can know the best angles. You can know
yeah.
when to throw the drone up. You can know how high to put your tripod
Yeah,
when
all
you're
these
shooting
things.
interiors. They don't care
Nope.
if you don't make them feel good. It goes back to that experience, like Jared said,
The human
the human side of things.
experience. I need to know. Well, it's just like anything. Everybody wants to feel loved. They want to feel.
I want to feel taken care of.
Absolutely. And if you can offer that in addition to a top-notch quality product and deliverable,
You're
that's
a
a
juggernaut at
recipe
that
for
point in time.
success for sure.
You're a juggernaut.
It's going to work every time.
And at the end of that sentence, at that point, it doesn't matter what you charge,
Bingo.
No.
Bingo. That's very true.
Yeah.
because we'll be the best at everything, the best customer service, the best quality, turnaround time, the amount of things that we offer, but I'll never be the cheapest, because you can't have all that and be the cheapest.
Bingo. It goes back to the impossible
pick one.
triangle.
Yeah.
The impossible
have all
triangle
three.
that we talk about. You
gotta
can't be
pick certain
fast,
things.
cheap, and good. You got to pick a couple.
Yep.
But I think through that service, through that experience, you earn that. I mean,
You're building enough value there to where the dollar amount doesn't matter.
the dollar amount doesn't matter, and people understand that no, this guy has put in the time.
Yep.
He's put in the work. He knows what he's talking about. He's given me a great experience. He's
Right.
taking care of us. He earned that. You have earned that yield at that point in time. There's a reason. There's a reason in Hollywood why people they hire Roger Deakins.
Yeah.
Right.
He's a good guy. He takes care of his crew, and he's probably one of the best that's ever done it.
There
you
you go.
know,
There's also a reason why
Roger's not
there's-
cheap.
Right. There's I tell this to people too. You can buy a Toyota Corolla, a used 2014 Corolla, and it's going to drive you from A to B perfectly fine.
Sure will.
But some people will still buy the brand new BMW.
Yeah.
Why? Because it has more value. Doesn't matter what it costs, but it's nicer, it's newer, it's
Yeah.
better.
Right.
Maybe the buying process was better. You know, you're catered to better.
Sure.
Well, it's
People
about that
still-
experience.
Yeah, people are still going to buy the BMW.
Yeah, people love
Isn't
experience.
that their thing, the ultimate driving experience? Or what?
Do what?
Literally, that's
The ultimate
BMW.
I thought it
machine.
was. Okay. Yeah.
the
yeah.
ultimate driving experience.
Hey, listen, I understand it. I've had a Beamer. I now daily a Subaru Forester, and I love my Forester. It'll go 4 million miles.
Yeah.
But the M3 was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun, and I bought it as a young dumb kid who wanted an experience. I wanted.
And you
that
saw the
experience.
value in it.
Yeah, for me at the time, I saw value in having 500 horses at the wheels. It's fun.
Off camera, you mentioned something that I believe is one of your. It's an additional differentiator, I believe. We were talking about how important it is. I don't care what it is. Yours is specifically with real estate. With us, it's working with businesses and trying to create good advertisement pieces for them, social media, whatever. But you mentioned off camera, you said your probably initial question is, okay, who's your target audience? What is the goal of this piece?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, you said it, and you might not say it the same way, and I'll probably butcher it, but you said, I don't care if you spend $150K with me and we give you the best listing video, whatever, but if it misses your target audience, if it misses the mark there, then it's failed.
Yeah, it's
right?
done you no justice.
So why do you feel that it's so important to nail that down with your clients?
Yeah, asking those questions like who's the intended audience is so important because, like I said, it doesn't matter if you made a $50,000 commercial and you were targeting or your intended audience was, let's say, people that are wanting to sell their home.
There you go.
Right? And you want those clients. If your message goes towards, I want to help you buy homes, you miss your audience by a mile.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And every dollar you just spent
It's wasted.
is on a pretty product. It's going to be great, but you're getting the wrong audience. You're
There you
getting
go.
the
It's
wrong
wasted.
It's not going to be as effective.
message there. So you have to be clear with people because honestly, people don't know.
No, they don't.
I have agents all the time like, hey, I want to make a brand video.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Yeah, it's like, I want some cool shots.
That's part of our job as the experts, though, is,
problem
is
solvers.
to ask those questions. We are problem solvers. We help them, if they don't know their target audience or their intended audience, we help them learn that. That way we can build the best piece for them.
Yeah, you got to have some information beforehand, like, who's their audience?
Yeah.
What do they want to say? What's their goal?
Yeah.
A lot of them don't even know what the actual video is going to entail.
Right.
And I think it's our job to take that information that they give us and be like, I think we should probably do a brand video.
Yeah.
A video business card. They're going to know who you are, what you do, why you do it.
Yeah.
And why they should
And
care.
why, give them some insight about you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then they're going to go for it. And then it's going to end up being good.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and again, a branded piece is something that we suggest to a lot of folks, and we suggest it in a packaged sense with like testimonials because the branded piece is cool to inform
proof.
people. Yeah, it's social proof. Here I am. Here's what I do. Here's why you should care. And then the testimonial backs that up from actual customers saying, yeah, this is who he is.
Yep.
He says he is who he is, and it's true.
Yeah.
We like him because of that reason.
Yeah.
And here's why we care.
Yeah.
So those
Specific
are two to go.
examples.
Yeah, those two go hand in hand. But
Right.
the matter of distribution, we'll call it, is very important. Again, if you shoot the prettiest, $50,000 commercial, but it misses the message and they don't get to that target audience, you have wasted their money at that point in time.
Oh, yeah.
We've had a big reckoning in the past few months with that realization is like, we have to get better about questions and asking these folks what the goals actually are, because we can put out a movie, but if it's not distributed properly, if the right audience doesn't hear it, if it doesn't cause them to take action, we've missed.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the frequency too, because I get asked quite a lot. They're like, hey, we have a budget of X amount of dollars and the big budgets. And they're like, let's make the best commercial ever. I'm like, how about we take that whole budget and let's make
break it
a
up.
ton
That's tough
of
these
content.
days. That's tough these
A
days.
ton.
That's an older approach.
Yeah.
A singular good commercial.
Because
Unless you're backing it with a lot of ad dollars, it's
people are
tough.
going to see it one time, go,
Yeah.
wow, they really spent the money on that. And then they're going to go back about their day because that's how social media works.
Yep.
It's scroll.
Yeah.
It's quick hits.
But if
Quick
they
hits.
keep seeing different things often, you're at the forefront of your client's mind.
Yeah.
That's way more
Top of
important than one big commercial. If you had 50 grand to spend, instead
Break
of
it
one
up.
commercial, let's do 20 videos, short form videos or whatever.
Right.
That way you can press them out on multiple different platforms because you can't push a 2-minute commercial, but like 2 places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
YouTube and
Your
possibly
website,
Facebook.
Your
Oh,
website,
yeah, and your website.
no one, like that's a very...
Somebody's
you
already
can
got to
send
be
it
there to
people.
get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to send them to this video.
Instagram won't even accept it.
No. So
TikTok will now,
TikTok
but it's
does,
not
but
going to work.
it'll cut 60 seconds of it. Even if you had a 60-second commercial, no one's watching it horizontally. Like that's and that goes back to you're missing your audience.
Yeah.
Where's your audience at? It's probably not people going to your website. It's probably people sitting at the house,
Right.
on
Scrolling.
Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram.
So we
That's
talked to
way more important.
You said it in a different set of words, but it's the same reason why, like email marketing, you don't see one email every 6 months from this company. No, they're always sending weekly emails. because they're trying to stay top of mind.
Yep.
You might not buy from every email that you get from them. Heck, you
Right.
may not even read half of them. But if they're constantly in your inbox,
Mm-hmm.
or if your video is constantly in someone's feed, that's more exposure and more chances to
I think
reach a new audience.
Well, on top of that, the moment they actually need whatever it is that you've been pushing,
Yeah.
you're the guy they come to. Because like,
you're
oh yeah,
top of
they've-
mind.
They've already seen you.
yeah, I
you're
just
top
saw
of
his
mind.
email yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And a lot of people will shelf that too. Like they'll get an email, and then if it's like, remember us for your listing photos or whatever,
Yeah.
and then they don't have anything currently, but in 3 weeks,
Yep.
someone's like, hey, I'm wanting to list my house.
Yeah.
Boom.
And then they're like, all right, cool, I got to do all these things. Oh, I got to get photos. Boom.
Yep.
There's where you're at.
You're top of
'cause
mind.
They're
top
not
of mind.
even wondering. They're not even going, oh, who am I going to go to?
Don't have to shop it.
Oh, God, I don't even know. But like, even if they're not even a client yet, they're like, I've seen this guy.
Yep.
What was that guy's name? Let me go back to my email. Let me
Yep.
go back to Facebook.
Yep.
Let me go back to Instagram, wherever. There he is.
Yep.
I have to use him because I already mentally said, when I get my next listing,
Yep, that's the guy I'm going to.
I'm going to go to him.
Bingo.
And we get that a lot. We get messages all the time. They're like, hey, I just started real estate. I've seen your stuff. It's great. When I get my first listing, I'll call. And
Boom.
almost every time when they do, they call us.
There
Got
you
a
go.
100% kill rate.
Top
Exactly.
of mind.
And
That's
I
the goal.
wasn't like reaching out like, hey, please work with us.
Yeah,
It's just, here's what we do. Here's
Yeah,
why we're
little
great.
nuggets.
Here you go.
little nuggets.
Look at it on your own time. And just, here we are when you need us.
If
I like
you're
that.
if you're not backing that singular commercial with quite a bit of dollars
Yeah.
in ad
Add
spend,
money.
yeah, it may not be the most effective use of your
I don't think
company's
it is.
revenue.
I don't think it is anymore. Because
Well, there's a reason why there's now UGC, user generated content.
UGC's big.
People like Adidas are realizing, you know what? I could spend $500K on a singular commercial,
Mm-hmm.
run it for a bit, and it'll do well. Or I could redistribute that $500K to
500 runners.
influencers.
Yep.
Yep.
Now I have 500 unique products,
500 new
videos,
commercials.
but they're reaching an audience that may not have seen my stuff. So yeah, you're
Much more
exactly
spread
right.
there.
It's smart to keep that in mind and to be aware that a volume approach may be better today.
I think so.
Well, and
Yeah.
you've done yours basically with no paid ads, correct?
Zero.
0 paid ads. You've built your empire.
I mean,
That speaks to you saying there being a need, though.
Yeah.
It
There
not
is a
necessarily being a want. It is to a degree because you're the more expensive. So at
Yeah.
that point, it's a want, but the need still exists.
I think the need is there when you show them there is a need.
There you
Because
go.
there's still agents today in where I service that say, nah, I'll just use my phone.
There you go.
I'll just use my phone. But if I'm like, okay, so let's take your last listing, shot on your phone, sat on the market for 4 months,
Yep.
and it was verging on expiring. We come in, take photos under contract. Now,
Now we create a bit.
our photos don't sell homes. And I know that's crazy. People are like, but I thought it did. No, our photos bring more eyeballs
There you go.
to your listing, which if more people are seeing it, you have a better
You
chance
have better kill rate.
Bingo.
of people wanting to purchase this thing. We've actually had instances where I have posted photos of a house or video or whatever on our Facebook page, and it has gotten shared across the country, and it has went under contract because they saw my Facebook post.
There you go.
They weren't even in the market. Like, for instance, we shot like a $2 million house in Knoxville, and some girl that follows our Facebook page, her parents wanted to move
Want to relocate.
wanted to move to Knoxville.
There you go.
This wasn't even on the MLS yet. I just posted like a
Little sneak
10-second
peek, so to speak.
video
Yeah,
of
right.
like the main entrance or something. It was, marble floors, whatever. And she shared this to her parents, and she was like, "Hey, who's the agent on this one?" It's like, my parents are looking to move.
They wanna buy.
I was like, "Here you go." It went live on the MLS,
Yeah.
and they got it under contract.
There you go.
Same day.
That was the next day. Yeah,
Nice.
They went under contract.
On a $2 million listing.
Yeah, and I was like, "You can send that referral check to Tyler Fraser Real Estate Photography." Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, as a disclaimer, can't do that. It's just-
Link in
Right.
description below.
That's a joke. I can't accept that because I'm not an agent, but I can accept tips. So
Yeah.
Tips and steaks. We'll take some steaks.
you just take me out to dinner. No, but that fact alone, the agent they ended up did send me a gift card to like
Yeah.
Starbucks or whatever.
Right.
But they were like, "Your post like that."
They sold the home.
We got a buyer for it, and they went under contract for it. So that's the instances where, well, my photo actually did sell it or whatever.
Yeah.
I love it.
I did actually sell
That speaks to something that Garrett and I have realized lately, and we're learning to combat. The facts are, if someone takes cell phone photos with it, we'll just use that example for this story purpose. If someone takes cell phone photos of a listing, eventually it'll sell.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually.
Potentially.
Yeah, potentially.
Right price. Yeah.
So versus, you even said, I don't make the claim that my photo is going to sell your house. You have metrics in the back end that's like, no, you're going to have better success if you
They
do this.
support it. They support the
It's
argument.
the same way with us in commercial work. Like, okay, so if we look at a client, we're like, they're running a not so great commercial. It's still serving a purpose. It's having some level of effectiveness.
It's going to get eyeballs.
It's going to get eyeballs. How do we convince and how do we better position ourselves of being higher quality?
Yeah.
Getting a better return, those sorts of things. So like that's something that I thought was interesting to hear you say.
I think it goes back to the feeling, no different than what you talk about with your upcoming approach to even real estate. Is it's one thing to shoot a home, but it's an even further thing to make somebody feel like they want to be in that home. And we experience that with commercial work. Is like, okay, yes, there's a million different ways to shoot a commercial, but what is the way that is going to make somebody feel that commercial and take action on whatever the offer is, whatever the commercial's about? How do we make them feel like they have to have X, Y, Z?
Yeah.
It goes through by conveying that emotion.
Absolutely. I think those are all really good points. Tyler, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for agreeing to be here with us.
Yeah,
absolutely. Listen, if you're an agent, or heck, just somebody trying to sell a home, whatever, potential seller, we've now learned that you're getting business that way.
Yeah.
Reach out to Tyler Fraser Real Estate Photography.
There it is.
Do you get most of your inquiries on Facebook, or how does that work generally?
So the website, that's how
website.
That's where we funnel everybody to. It usually comes from Facebook, but then we put them all to the website.
What's that domain? We'll put it in the description.
Yeah, we'll link in description below.
Yeah, it's the acronym for it's TFREP.com.
Nice.
Quick and easy. I like it.
Link in
Simple.
description below. Go give Tyler Fraser a follow on the Facebook.
Yep.
Go check out the website if you're a listing agent or somebody potentially wanting to sell your home.
Yeah.
He'll do you right.
Again, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
We appreciate it. Hope you've enjoyed the time.
Yes.
I know I certainly have. I feel learned.
Yeah, I've definitely learned a couple of cool things today here on the episode. Also, really quick, Jared, our audience, if this episode has resonated, there are a couple of things that they can do for us that would be much appreciated and help the channel out. What are those things, Jared?
Yeah, so feedback in any way, shape, or form, via comment, via a review left upon the platform that you're consuming this. Give us a rating.
Yes. Stars and bars.
Absolutely. Stars and bars. Those things mean so much to us. You really don't even know, and we really can't do a good job of explaining how important those things are, but they help us so much.
And we appreciate it.
Absolutely. We
Jared,
appreciate
here's
every
the
one of
hard
y'all.
part.
Do what now?
I said, here's the hard part.
Oh, is it?
I think so. Unless you're just going to say it.
Well, I'll just catch you guys in the next episode.
See you guys later. Appreciate it. Tyler, thank you again.
Yep, appreciate it.
And folks, y'all have a good one.
Be safe.
Bye.